Hey, have you ever started listening to a podcast about sports and got into an emotional roller coaster? Well, if you haven't, stay tuned to today's roller coaster because
Saarim, you're a jerk. You're a jerk, Saarim.
That's pretty mean, man. I don't know if I want to
You
mix my
almost made
emotions
Atef
with sports
cry.
too much.
Atef got emotional there for a second.
And I am,
Hey,
yeah. You played my heart today, bro.
yeah,
Oh,
I've been watching
man.
a lot of rom-coms now, so it's something new I've been trying to do recently. I've never watched.
No,
them
you
before.
haven't. You've been watching rom-coms since I've known you. Are you kidding me?
Don't forget, hey, you know where to find the movie Notebook. It's under Saarim's pillow. If anybody ever needs it.
Okay, guys. Let's stay
You
focus,
complete
guys.
me.
Okay. Real intro for a podcast.
Real intro now, real quick. Real intro, guys. What do we talk about this week in the episode?
So
Hey, we talked about anything and everything about what's going on in the sports world.
there were a million different headlines happening, so all of us literally brought something to the table, and we brought our emotions, unfortunately, because Saarim had to go and get all emotions.
I
Yeah, I
got a
know.
lot of emotions in me to share.
And I love how all of us had different sports completely. Like Atef had basketball, I had fighting, and Saarim had soccer. It was pretty fun
So
times, man.
this is a packed episode, guys, so we hope you enjoy it. Alright, so cool beans. So interesting week so far. Interesting week in sports world. We got March Madness starting up. What else we got? We had the big Barca comeback.
Huge Barca comeback, bro. It wasn't even. I think it was legendary, to be quite honest.
I'm pretty sure everyone. I'm not the biggest avid soccer fan, but when I watched the replay of that entire game, that was the most insane thing. I'm like, how could any soccer team come back from that? When you hear about basketball and everything, it's easy to come back from big deficits because it's either the opportunities to score in basketball much easier. Whereas soccer, man, that was ridiculous comeback. I'm sorry, I've never
When you
seen
hear
anything
six
like
goals, When you hear 6 goals, it's often a combination of two teams, and even then, it happens so infrequently
that. Yeah.
that impressive to say the least you can say is this is impressive, and we'll definitely get more into this as we go on with our conversation today.
Exactly. So we're
For
doing
sure.
we're doing a bit of a different type of style this week. So all of us have our own headlines that we're going to be addressing. So we're going to kind of talk about it and see what each of us has to say about each headline.
Yeah, but
Love
before
it.
we get into our headlines, let's just take a moment here and let's just recap what's happening in the world of sports, because I feel like there's so much happening. You know what I mean? You hear about LaMarcus Aldridge going out in basketball. You hear about Conor
Huge.
McGregor.
Even huger. Is huger a word? I'm not sure, but I just invented it. And
Yeah.
Nobody's ever
Yeah,
said that before.
Yeah, exactly. You hear about all these crazy headlines, man, and it's kind of awesome to hear about this. Firstly, did you guys hear about LeVar Ball? That's the dad of Lonzo Ball, who came up on Skip Bayless or those TV shows on Fox, and basically said my son's better than Steph Curry.
Oh yeah, no. He literally said, I can't believe. Okay, I understand. You're a father. You're confident in your child, and you want to make sure you make everybody else respect your son. But he literally said a couple weeks ago, LeVar said this. He said, you put his son Lonzo Ball onto the Golden State Warriors and see what happens, and take Steph Curry off. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Are you really saying that right now? He's a 6-year vet. You're telling me that a rookie on the Golden State Warriors is gonna be better than Steph Curry,
no
who's
chance,
seasoned?
man.
There's no way.
There's no chance.
The problem right now is that people think they deserve respect before they earn respect, and that's because of people like Lamar Ball who put this into their kid's head. He's nothing yet right now.
I personally,
I totally agree.
I personally think he's a distraction, if anything, because every question that Lonzo gets asked, whenever he gets asked, is that, hey, you heard about your dad's statements and everything, and all he says, I'm just here to play basketball. So Lonzo's handling
seems
this
like
very
a-
professional.
yeah,
He's handling it
level-headed
Yeah,
professionally.
dude.
he has to, man. Listen, the dad's been like, if you watch the interview, like I watched it on the Herd Report, I watched it on the Undisputed, which is a Skip Bayless show on Fox.
Yeah.
This guy is the dad. By that I mean, this guy is super arrogant, man. Did you know he's also not willing to get his son, Lonzo Ball? Like, Lonzo Ball is naturally going to be one of the top 2-3 picks in the NBA draft this year, and he's not willing to sign like a sponsorship deal with Nike or Adidas or any of the basketball brands or Under Armour, because he's starting his own brand called Big Baller Brands. So Lonzo Ball will be signed to Big Baller Brands, and then basically he's hoping that Nike comes over and basically buys the dad's company out. That's really what the dad is hoping for, which is crazy.
So stupid, man. So
Selfish.
stupid.
Like, he's willing to say no to like a $90
Let your
million
son-
contract because his son is gonna sign with Big Baller Brands. Triple B is basically what he's calling it, and he's gonna basically pigeonhole these top tier sponsorship athletic companies into going and signing with Big Baller Brands. It's just stupid.
He's
No,
trying to make
he's
a buck
being
off
selfish.
his son.
He's being selfish, if anything. He's trying to make money off of his son's fame at the end of the day. That's all that's happening.
Totally. Atef, did you hear about this down south? The headline with Brandon Marshall signing on with the New York Giants?
Of course, man. That's huge news. But at the end of the day, I'll be very honest with you. Yes, is that a big sign for the New York Giants? Eli Manning has an amazing target now. He has Odell Beckham. He has Brandon Marshall. He has Sterling Shepard. And they lost Victor Cruz. But regardless, those are 3 amazing targets. But at
Huge
the end of the day,
receiver core.
But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, it still doesn't make them a contender until they have a person that they can hand the ball off to in the backfield. They don't have a proper running back. Rashad Jennings is just not serviceable. So as much as Brandon Marshall is an amazing receiver, you do have to worry about him. You still have the entire linebackers and the receiving, the cornerbacks and safeties. They pull the defense back more just because they don't have to worry about a runner.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. But you realistically, like, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, for that NFC division, I'm definitely leaning towards the New York Giants this year, despite Dallas Cowboys having such an amazing season last year.
Yeah, and with football, man, it's anything goes, because look at what happened to the Cardinals. They were a Super Bowl contender the year before, and last year they randomly fell off.
Totally. And then, like, you go to the NBA now. So we talked about NCAA, we talked about football. Now you go to the NBA and you just see the numbers that Russell Westbrook, that he's putting up. It's actually nuts. How many triple doubles does he have, Saarim, in the season?
32.
32. He just
insane.
passed.
One great stat that we should think about is when he gets a triple double, they're 26-6. So they're better when he's actually scoring a triple double than when people say he's playing selflessly.
Okay, guys. I'm just gonna ask you guys the question this, and I'm curious to know. I know where Saarim's gonna come from because naturally he has a bias with Russell Westbrook. He has like a crush on him. But in terms of Atef, what do you think he's actually making the people around him better? Like, he's actually gonna be able to keep this up? Do you think this is gonna actually translate into a playoff, that he's gonna be dropping these kind of numbers in the playoffs? What do you think?
And you know what? This is actually right about my topic that I wanted to kind of bring up today. So,
nice.
So let's. I guess that was a perfect segue. I don't even think you know you did it, but good job.
No, I had no clue that was your topic.
Good
We kind of
job.
kept each of our topics kind of like top secret over the week.
Yeah.
But that's
so
hilarious.
Check this out. So that was a great segue. So pat yourself on the back for that one. But check this out. So we've been talking about the MVP race, and obviously Russell Westbrook's triple double just passed Wilt Chamberlain with 32 triple doubles in the season. He's on his way to get to Oscar Robertson. I think Oscar Robertson now had 41 or 42? 41? Yeah, 41 triple doubles for the season. So check this out, though.
Wow.
Everybody's talking about Russell Westbrook as being an MVP. Then we have the LeBrons, then we have the Hardens, and you get all these names. And then it made me start wondering this past week. I'm like, how are MVPs chosen? Like, literally, how are they chosen? And I thought there was a criteria or some kind of credentialing or some kind of a resume, something like, a checklist in order for it to be applicable for an MVP, but there's really not. It's literally, the award is decided by a panel of sports writers and broadcasters throughout the United States and Canada. each of whom casts a vote for the first to fifth place selection. And based off of the first selections, fifth selection, it goes from 10 points down to the fifth place vote worth 1 point. And the fans also get a vote through the online balloting. But if you notice, it's all about voting. It turns into more of a popularity contest than it does an actual most valuable player, in my opinion.
How do you think it should be done then?
And that's what I was getting into. So, fun fact. In 1981 is when the NBA turned from having the players vote on the MVP to this method today. So before, the first generation MVPs were actually chosen by the players themselves. And I think, in all honesty, that might be the more truer, best way of choosing an MVP. But I feel like there should be a little bit more into that. And that's going to be my conclusive statement, because at the end of the day, voters like scorers. You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody likes a person that puts in buckets. Because if you look at the people that are topping the list right now for MVP votes, it's Harden, it's LeBron, and Westbrook. And all these guys are top 5, top 10 in scoring.
Yo, fun. Okay, I agree with you. Yeah, they definitely. Yeah, I see your perspective. Everyone is offensive minded these days, and so naturally they're gonna be picking someone that's more offense driven.
Right.
But in regards to it's kind of crazy in terms of these guys, the numbers that they're putting up. Firstly, you have to consider that the league has transformed into a place where it's purely offense minded now. Everyone, scores are definitely always nowadays, especially this season, all above 100 regularly. And that never used to happen in the past. Even if you go back 10 years, it would happen, but it wouldn't be as frequent as it is today. That's one thing.
Well, once they implemented that hand checking rule, then it just became the scorers league.
But I want you
to
so check this out. And this we've had conversations about this on the side, me, Zobi, Saarim, anybody I talk to about this, because the MVP, I feel like literally what it stands for is the most valuable player, not just for the team, but for the in the league's eyes. Who is the most valuable player that a team could possibly have?
Are we talking dollars and marketing as well?
Huh?
There's no way. There's no way that's what it means.
What is it? So that's what I'm saying. It's subjective at the end of the day, because everybody sees an MVP in different manners. You know what I'm saying? But I want
listen, man. If it's MVP, think about this, Atef. If it's MVP, the way that you're defining it, then I get it every year, and you can argue both ways. LeBron James is the most quote unquote valuable
since
player
2009.
to the league.
He has been the MVP. He should have 8 MVPs right now. He should have 8 MVPs.
Oh my God, Saarim, what's your view on LeBron James having 8 MVPs?
Well, if you go by stats,
there's nobody that can argue against it. That's complete.
Wait, let Saarim go. Saarim, what do you think?
If you go by stats, then you end up having LeBron James as the number one guy who wins 8 MVPs. I disagree with that, because you have a stacked team. You have an easy. You're playing in the East. You don't have that many. No, you don't have that many adversities all the way unto most of the playoffs. So you're going to have an easier path, and you by the nature of your stats, you're going to be able to help your team. But you have great teammates as well that allow you to do that.
Counter that
can you can ask for players to be on your team, which no other team besides maybe Golden State can do, and just on a whim get. You lost Andrew Bogut to an injury. You turn back around. You say, "Hey, Larry Sanders, what you doing today?" And you bring him on.
But you get what I'm saying.
That's funny.
Larry Sanders is not going to be good unless he's back with LeBron. LeBron makes everyone around him better. Can you honestly say that about Russell Westbrook? I'm sorry. Can you honestly tell me Russell Westbrook makes everybody around him better?
So time out. So let me just step in here. Atif, you're basically bringing the point that it should be LeBron James. Russell Westbrook's not making people around him better. And now, Saarim, I'll give you one more counter before we have to move on to the next topic. But go on, Saarim. What do you think? Do you think Russell Westbrook actually makes people better?
Russell Westbrook wins games, and at the end of the day, you need a player to be able to.
Does he make people better though? That's what I asked you.
This is Westbrook's first year on the helm, trying to do this himself. Give him a couple of years, and he'll be a perennial 50-game, 55-game winning team. This year, they can still pull off 50 games. In his first year alone, in the beginning of the year, no bench, losing Enes Kanter, losing Victor Oladipo, and you have this guy who just has one motor going at it 100
I'm gonna drop this stat on you guys right now, and then you guys think about it. Okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Has an MVP player ever played on a team with a negative point differential?
Oh, there's no way. Does Westbrook have a negative point differential?
Westbrook has a negative 0.2 point differential.
Okay, 0.2, and that was like 4 days ago. That was negative. 4 days ago. Wait. That was 4 days ago. That's been corrected. Go check your facts. I have checked it.
I don't care, bro.
You're bringing up something from a week ago.
Let's compare the point differentials. I don't have everybody else's, but I'm pretty sure nobody else that's in the MVP conversation has a differential that's hovering around 0.
Yeah, no. I don't think there's an MVP with a point differential of 0.
Hey, as long as you're in the positive, you're contributing to the team, okay?
Okay, I'm going to just throw this out there. Okay.
No, so that defines a selfish player. Player.
There's clearly no way of you guys seeing each other's points, so let's move on to the next topic. Before we do, though, I want to just state out that the answer to that question, Saarim, was no, he does not make people around him better. But and to be quite honest, he's winning games, but he's gonna win the games during the regular season, and then it'll stop during the playoffs. Don't you worry, it will stop.
You can't say that series, that's never happened before.
In a 7-game series, if Kwahi Leonard is guarding him in a 7-game series, that is gonna be a problem for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, if
guaranteed.
Kawhi Leonard is guarding LeBron James in a 7-game series. Oh, absolutely. Love Kawhi Leonard. But if he's guarding LeBron James, he's stopping LeBron James as well. So he can stop Westbrook.
Well, technically, LeBron is 1-1 in the finals against him. I just want to say that, too. So he hasn't been able to in one case. But yeah, just going to throw that out there. 1-1. 1-1 is his record against LeBron in the finals.
If it wasn't for Ray Allen and that miraculous
we have Skip Bayless in the house today. We got Skip Bayless in the house. Just has to go back and pull up that shot, eh?
Saarim is speaking with his heart.
Saarim Bayless.
No.
All right, guys. Let's go to the next topic. Okay, I guess this is a good way for me to jump in. Since we're getting so combative, naturally, it just makes sense to talk about combat sports. And like I said, there's a huge headline yesterday that was breaking news. Conor McGregor, and we'd heard about this for a long, long time. Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, going back and forth, and Conor saying, I want to fight Floyd, and Floyd saying, I'd love to fight, but there's no way that I'm gonna sit down and actually negotiate with the UFC. It's gonna be difficult to do that, but they're just going back and forth without anything happening. But for the first time now, Floyd has come out publicly. This was the headline yesterday, and said, who we know has been retired for the last, year and a half, 2 years, has come out and said publicly that he's going to come back from retirement. He's out of retirement now. And in June, he wants to fight Conor McGregor. So let's make this happen. One, that for a huge fight fan like myself, that is a dream come true. I think record-wise, that's going to be surreal, like on pay-per-view.
Dude, Mayweather's going to destroy McGregor.
Yeah. If it's a boxing match, I don't know why. I've been talking to a lot of people. If it's boxing, I pick money all day, right? It's just a norm.
That's a skill.
And that's yeah.
Never lost before doing that.
Sorry, I gave the analogy to these guys. I gave the analogy to people. I'm like, listen, it's a bear taking on a cheetah in a race, okay? Both are vicious predators, but at the end of the day, a cheetah specializes in what he does. Conor McGregor is not, he's a great striker, but he's not a boxer. And the best boxer to take him on, Floyd Mayweather, he's the cheetah. He's the fastest one in the jungle. Hands down, if you're racing him, you're going to lose. It's just, there's no way you're going to beat him, right? So
at the end of the day, all I got to say is 49-0. 49-0.
49-0. Yeah, but, people have brought up, I'm talking to all these fight fans, And, a lot of them are like, listen, man, you're discounting the fact that Conor has such great precision, such great accuracy. I'm like, yeah, when he's fighting non-boxers, you know what I mean? It's just completely different level.
Exactly. Mayweather trains every single day to make sure he has a proper defenses for striking alone. He never has to worry about his legs, nothing else. He's prepared for strikers only.
Yeah, and Conor is great at what he does. And when it comes to the UFC, there's no striker in his weight class that can probably stand up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And realistically, he has KO ability. I'll give him that. He definitely has knockout power
After he
in his
dances
left
around
hand.
for a while.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not even going to be able to catch money.
Yeah,
There's no way he's going to be able to catch Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? It's just, there's no way. But listen, these are the numbers in terms of what the pay-per-views have been done, okay? I think personally, this is going to beat the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight, which we all know had about 4 million buys, or more than 4 million buys, which is ridiculous. But Conor McGregor, on the flip side, does over 1 million. I think he was like around 1.5 million was his highest point of buys, which is crazy for MMA. That is insane for MMA. Boxing, you always get that because he's Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he always hits more than 1 million. But for an MMA fighter to be doing that, there's no one else doing that other than maybe Ronda Rousey, and we know she's gone.
She's done. Yeah.
So realistically, this is gonna explode. This is gonna bring two sports together, and realistically, it's all upside for Conor. I mean, even if he loses, you're saying, "Oh, I lost to the greatest ever." You know what I mean? And it's like you don't look bad. And I stepped out of my comfort zone and I went to a boxer who specializes in boxing, and I just lost.
Connor's doing this
so
for
when
the
you
money.
say
I'm
that,
sorry. Connor's doing this for the money.
When you say that, who has more to lose? Now.
So totally.
Floyd.
I think Floyd Mayweather, but that's why Floyd Mayweather is saying I'm the A side. This is what he's been telling everyone. I'm the A side here, and so it should be all on my terms because at the end of the day, I bring in the viewers. I bring in, I bring in the publicity,
money, the viewers, the people,
the sponsorships, everything. Yeah, everything's gonna be through Floyd.
For sure. And Floyd is in my opinion, the big ticket item here. I get it. Conor is, the biggest in MMA, but MMA is compared to boxing. The viewership and everything is totally different. So I'm super excited. If this happens in June, I'm going to lose my mind. There's obviously a big barrier.
Do you think it happens in June?
Oh, no. I really don't. But this was huge news to say, oh, I'm coming out of retirement just for Conor McGregor to fight in June. And so it seems like, Floyd is there, and now it's the ball's in Conor's court / UFC's court because Conor can't negotiate without the UFC.
Wait. And do you think that's why Floyd did this?
Oh, I 100% think that's why Floyd did this. Because he said specifically, he's not saying I'm coming out of retirement. He said, I'm coming out of retirement just to fight Conor McGregor.
Yeah, he's quoted. There's a video of it, I think, as well.
Yeah, there's a video. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, at the end of the day, this is going to be one hell of a fight. The fight world is exciting as is. You have Bisping taking on George St. Pierre, which is going to be massive.
Oh,
Team
Canada. Awesome. Yeah, that's going to be awesome as well.
You know what I mean? So the fight world is going to be going on the up and up, man, for the next little while. I'm pretty excited about it.
So what's
controversial?
Yeah, so it's going to be good. I don't know. We'll have to see at the end of the day. I don't know if it's as
don't get me wrong. I'm excited about this fight at the end of the day.
I just don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening. And two, yes, Floyd is the greatest at what he does. I feel like Conor, though, like his personality is what's making him the money, and that's why he wants this. He's trying to just capitalize on the fame and spotlight he has now because, yes, he's an incredible fighter, but he's also, 24-3 or something?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
hey, let me ask you this. This question literally just came into my head. Okay, if you could see an NBA player, 2 NBA players in the octagon, right? Who would those 2 be? This literally just came to my head right now.
LeBron and Kawhi.
What? No,
really?
What? I would do Westbrook and KD.
Who and who?
Westbrook and KD.
That's not a fun fight to watch, Atef. That's just drama. That's why you want to watch it.
Exactly. There's emotions involved. That's the best fights that are out there. Any fight that has emotion involved is going to be better.
That's so funny, man. Who do you think, Saarim?
LeBron and Kawhi.
Why do you think Kawhi? Kawhi doesn't have a problem with anyone, though.
But dude, he's a beast. Look at him.
The claw.
The claw.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think.
Who would you?
I don't
Zobi,
think-
who do you want, Zobi? Who do you want?
Oh, that's a great question. With active players,
Did you just say?
I-
Did you just say that's a great
God.
question to your own question?
Wow.
Maybe.
Somebody's
I just realized.
somebody's tooting his own horn. Just putting that out there.
Go
Thanks,
on.
guys. It was a great question. I know it was. Who would I want to see? I would want to see David West.
What?
David West. He's a boxer. You guys know that, right? Oh, fine. I'm
No,
getting
I
too
did
technical
not
for you guys.
know that
yeah,
at
he's
all.
a boxer too. He does boxing lessons.
wow.
And I've heard
Matt Barnes?
he's really good. No, if I could, I'd love to have seen Kobe take on Matt Barnes in the past.
That'd be nice.
That would have been a fun matchup.
Matt Barnes would have
but
destroyed
right-
Kobe. Sorry, Wally.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, Matt Barnes would have destroyed him, bro. Kobe doesn't
Matt
look
Bar-
like Kobe
okay,
does not
Atif,
look like a
Atif's
fighter.
on the record. Atif, say
Ko-
that
Kobe-
in a very
Ko- wait, wait,
clear
wait.
sentence.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Kobe is a lethal assassin when it comes to basketball. I don't think he's a fighter. I think Matt Barnes would probably just clown on him.
Oh my god. Okay. Well then. Sorry, what do you think? Do you think in that matchup?
I'm honestly thinking.
Wait,
picking
hasn't
Matt Barnes.
Kobe done mixed martial arts with martial arts training?
I've
don't
done.
know. I
Hey,
don't
bro.
think so.
Hey, bro. I've done karate. I got my white belt. If anybody wants to throw nukes down, I'm ready to fight. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose.
They give you the white belt on your first day, though.
Yeah, they give you the white belt. That's basically Atif went to like A class.
Let's just say karate lessons didn't last too long.
It probably lasted a class, probably. But yeah, no, I think that just would be fun to watch in general. I don't know.
But
I'd
sorry.
actually want to. Rashid Wallace.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Oh,
Okay,
so-
Rasheed Wallace and Zach Randolph. Ooh, that would be good.
Yeah. Or I
Man,
just want to
Zach
watch
Randolph's
someone beat
super
up
mellow now.
Dwight Howard. I just want to watch someone beat up Dwight
Oh, yeah,
Howard.
that would be
You know what I
very-
mean? Like
that would be
anyone
fun.
on the other side just beat up Dwight
second that
Howard.
for no emotional reasons whatsoever. I second that notion.
Yeah, of course, no emotional
Yeah.
reasons, Mr. Orlando Magic.
Okay,
But,
so I have a different type of controversy that I want to talk about, and you're gonna have to
cool.
stay with me for a second because I'm gonna build this
Oh,
up.
Saarim Bayless
so-
is going left field now. Saarim, let's hear it.
So change.org. I was
Okay.
thinking about this last week, and every time something big comes up, I think, is change.org effective in what it does? So I did a little bit of research. Their three biggest wins, if you will, are number one, 2 million people signed the George Zimmerman. Remember that trial with Trayvon Martin back in the day with George Zimmerman?
Yeah.
And that got him arrested to be prosecuted.
Sure.
So that's a win. Number two, there was a girl by the name of Mariam Yahya Ibrahim. She was a Sudanese Muslim converted to Christianity so she can marry somebody. And they were about to execute her by saying that no, she can't convert. And because she didn't convert, she married a Christian. And as a Muslim, you can't marry. Without getting into that, she was supposed to be executed. And change.org stopped that. And a little light one was GTA 5. Wasn't on on PC, but it was on
If
Xbox
you can see my
and
face right
PS3.
now, I have the most confused face because I have no idea how
Me
he's
too.
going to do this
Me
segue.
too.
So-
I don't know.
so-
Okay, go on.
So there's a petition going on right now for a replay of the game between Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain, so PSG. And why that's come up is because, if you guys know, we talked about it earlier. One of the most historic comebacks in the Champions League round of 16. Nobody's come back from being down 4-0 in one leg to come back and win. So Barcelona did that by scoring 6-1 and actually winning the series 6-5. Now, greatest comeback, amazing game. People in Barcelona are going to remember this forever. Obviously, Paris and France not so happy about it. So they've launched a change.org petition, and it has a couple of 100,000 signatures saying that there's some issues. There were a lot of missed calls and a lot of bad refereeing. So much so that Denise Ayetkin, who's the main referee for this, is being investigated by UEFA to see if he's going to be if he stays on the Champions League roster for referees. So it is a big deal because there were a lot of apparently missed calls. Let me just name a few.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what were the missed calls, because I'm
curious. Before you say these missed calls, that was the most emotionally real roller coaster buildup I've ever had. I felt sad, depressed, and now I'm soccer mode, and I'm about to cry right now. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
That was a roller coaster there.
That was pretty. Go on, missed calls.
So Luis Suarez.
One sec, sorry. I'm sticking to the game though. To be quite honest, it was like when we had last week we had a guest, Faizan Hamdani, on episode 11 where we talked about the UEFA. If you haven't heard that episode, please do check it out. In that episode, we had Faizan Hamdani who came over, and for a team to come back from a 4-0 in the first game, loss, to come back and win in the aggregate at 6-5, that's like rarely ever been done. You know what I mean? That's very. I'm pretty sure that's historic.
That they are officially in the history book. Yeah, they're in the history.
So I don't think that's ever been done. So that's I guess that's why you're bringing this into question, Saarim, in terms of, or people are bringing this into question. So what are those missed calls? I'd be curious because I watched the game and I get it. There's a couple of missed calls. Like 2 of those goals were penalty shots, and I get it. Sometimes you can argue both sides of the field on a penalty shot, whether it's penalty or not. But at the end of the day, that still stays in the ref's hands, and I don't have a problem with them making that call. But anyways, go on.
I have a statement after you say the missed calls. Go.
Sure. Luis Suarez scored the first goal within the first 120 seconds. Now, one of the missed calls that is being contested is the offside. Luis Suarez was ahead, apparently, of the defender, so he should have been called for an offside. Wasn't called for an offside. They scored the goal. Let me quickly... Yeah, I'm going to quickly name a few of the missed calls that this change.org petition is saying. So Javier Mascherano used his hands inside the box 11 minutes in. PK wasn't awarded a red card. 23 minutes, he was awarded a yellow card. 42 minutes in, he should have got his second yellow card, but that was, instead of him getting booked, it was Cavani of PSG that got booked.
Gotcha.
Neymar, apparently, we know Neymar. I mean, for all of us, we don't follow soccer that intently, but we know that Neymar, while a fantastic player, and I can read off his bio, but without doing so,
everybody knows his greatness already.
Yeah, he flops a lot. He got penalties awarded because of those flopping, and some of those, if you go back and look at it, it's almost like, how do you even call that? That was twice. Handball by PK inside the box, not called in the 78th minute. Uncalled penalty on Mascherano for taking down Di Maria. Blatant dive by Suarez that somehow earned a penalty in the 88th minute. Like, if you see that, it was like him just, like, if you run and you jump and you fall, that's exactly what it was. And I went back to watch the highlights for this to see if there's any merit to it. So there is merit to this. And my question to you guys is, with soccer, with basketball, all this flopping that goes on, should you replay games? Markieff Morris made a play to win the game yesterday.
No.
Markieff Morris made a play yesterday to win the game.
Okay.
His foot was likely on the line. Now, you can't win and lose games because of missed calls like that.
Exactly.
So what are your thoughts?
That's exactly my thought. That's inevitably, in professional games, referees are not perfect. Regardless, you want to investigate, and I think in soccer, though, for some reason, there's a history of referees getting paid off by these big teams and everything. But regardless,
FIFA's corrupt. The top is corrupt, so shit must trickle down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But regardless, in professional sports anywhere, there's going to be missed calls. You cannot rely on missed calls to win games or lose games for the other team. There's so many calls that happen Like in game winners, he traveled, that technically shouldn't have counted. He fouled that player, that technically should have counted. NBA releases a statement afterwards saying, "My bad," but it doesn't change the course of the W though. The W still goes to the person that won the game at the end of the day.
I totally agree with you. I don't think
why
it
not?
gives just cause to replay the game.
So 10, 20, 30 years ago when there wasn't technology to do this, I 100% agree with you on that. Now you're in a state where you have the technology. FIFA's even saying we should implement video assistant replay. Those kind of things, first of all, should have been implemented 10 years ago. But now that you have that, why does that not affect
but you get,
the game?
but you get what I'm saying? Like,
give you an idea. Time out. To give you an idea, so cricket, right? Like we use cricket as an example. They've done this now, right? So there's this now. Teams have the ability to go in and they actually can ask for a third umpire, which basically means, okay, so let's say you're bowling and you get someone leg before wicket, LBW, right? Most of the time in the past, in the 90s at least, it was always in the hands of the umpire making that call, whether it's out or not. Now, the batsman actually has the ability to go, I want to challenge your call and send it to third umpire. And that will actually clear up exactly what the situation is. Tennis. Use tennis, for example, right?
Yeah.
Before, at a certain point in time, you use tennis, and there's obviously the tennis ball in or out. Whether it's in or out, they don't know. But now they have Hawkeye, which basically watches where the ball landed exactly. It'll know exactly where the ball landed, and that's how they're using that technology. I don't know if you can still eliminate 100% of human error. Like,
never. There's no such thing as eliminating human error. But at the end of the day, don't play a game where you're losing by one missed call, two missed calls. I'm sorry.
100%. If you're not good enough to win by 10, 15 points or by a comfortable margin, and you lose because of a play at the end,
that's your fault. You should have made those two. That's your fault. You should have made those two extra free throws. Done.
To go back to your topic,
when you lose 6-1, and there's two penalties that are questionable, both blatantly questionable if they should have been penalties. That's not losing by 1 point. That's
and also on the other side.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. I see
and
that.
And also on the but that's what you're saying, Saarim. That it's not losing by 1 point, but it is losing by 1 point on an aggregate, which is really what anyone cares about. No one cares about the fact they won 6-1. They care about So I see the PSG point as well, but at the same time, it's kind of ludicrous to say that because if you watch the game, it was complete and utter dominance from the ball. Like the instant the ball was taken.
I watched.
PSG lost the game at the end of the day. They lost the game. They had it. They had it. They lost it.
Flat. It was terrible.
So it's their fault for them. So for them to petition something that was their fault that they could have stopped. They were winning. They could have stopped it, but they didn't. They lost the game.
That's an interesting fact, Saarim. I didn't know that there's a controversy going on and they're actually investigating into the ref.
So he may no longer be refereeing Champions League games.
For him, man.
Oh, that's terrible, man.
Yeah, but I mean, you're supposed
to tell that to his kids at home.
Atef's getting emotional here.
Tell
that to his family. He has to put food on the table.
This is all your fault, Saarim, for bringing up all that emotional drama. I had to take it out somewhere.
Why don't you just start a change.org petition for this referee?
That's so funny, man.
All right, so.
Sorry, I don't get why you put us through that emotional drama. You could have just jumped into the whole.
Man.
Did you hear about the soccer controversy? I was like, damn, okay. Oh man. Oh, I don't know where he's going with this. Oh. This is crazy.
Yeah, dude. I felt like my life was about to be changed.
Yeah.
I thought I got political there for a second.
Yeah.
All I was talking about was a game where the ball goes in the net.
That's it. That's all you were talking about.
Dang, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. So there's tons of headlines right now, and it's pretty exciting times, man. I don't know, to be quite honest.
The next headlines, though. But hey, the next headlines, you guys. March Madness.
Madness.
Brackets coming out. Brackets coming out. Make sure everybody fills out their brackets.
Hey,
what?
16 more games for Russell Westbrook to get 9 more.
Oh God, this guy just loves Russell Westbrook. It's so annoying.
Hey,
God,
it's so
empty triple double. Empty triple double.
55 years.
First round knockout. He's going home in the first round.
I hope that team's dropped to 7th, so they can face Golden State, because Golden State seems like they're imploding right now, and San Antonio's going to take that number 1 spot. They're half a game behind.
That's another headline we completely missed. I don't know if we have time to talk about it. Iggy calling out Kerr.
Okay, very quickly. Yeah. So here it is. Golden State has no bench. We saw this yesterday when the bench of San Antonio utterly dismantled essentially the bench of Golden State. They do not stand a chance if they do not have Kevin Durant and Steph Curry playing out of their minds. Like, they have to be on. And when Kawhi Leonard's there, we never talked about Aldridge. If Aldridge is
oh my
not
God,
there,
there's
what
so
happens?
much happening.
Oh man,
Atef, quickly with Aldridge. Okay, sorry,
Aldridge.
you said your point. Atef, with Aldridge, what do you think is the impact of Aldridge being out now because of his heart issue on the San Antonio Spurs? Are they still able to get to the number 1 seed, or do you think they stay at the number 2? Go.
They stay at the number 2. With Aldridge out, Kawhi's about to make his statement why he is the MVP.
Trust the pup.
Okay, so who? And last question: who wins MVP this year? Go.
Who should win? Or
Russell
who
Westbrook.
will win?
Who will win?
Russell Westbrook.
Who will win?
Kawhi Leonard.
Russell Westbrook.
And I'm gonna go with Kawhi Leonard too if they get the number 1 seed. Perfect. Cool, man.
That was fun. There's a lot of headlines.
There's so much, We just don't have the time to cover everything in depth, but there's so many headlines,
That's
man.
crazy. But next episode, guys, look out for the new March Madness episode coming soon. Exciting month ahead. A lot of basketball morning and night. This is probably one of my favorite months of the year just because it's nonstop basketball, because you got the NBA season finishing up and you got the biggest tournament in college sports happening.
March break.
All right, guys. Till next time. Peace.